Welcome to this Key Learning Initiative video. Today's topic is triangles, and we're working with basic terminology. As we get going, please remember to like and share. Also, any comments would be really valuable for me, so please do feel free to comment. But here we go. So, we're dealing with triangles. A triangle is a polygon with 3 edges and 3 vertices. Here we have our triangle. Now we have an edge, and an edge. 3 edges. We commonly call them sides, okay, but the official term is edge. Also, we have a vertex, and a vertex. The plural is vertices, as you see in the heading, and those we often call corners, but the technical term is vertex or vertices if you want to use the plural. Let's look at how we name triangles. There's lots of different types of triangles, but let's look at how we name them. Firstly, there's 2 ways of doing it, and normally we combine both ways to get our final name for the triangle, but let's have a look. The first way is according to the size of their angles. So my first type of triangle, if all the angles are less than 90, if each one is less than 90, just like this triangle on the right hand side, it's called an acute angle triangle. None of those angles on the inside of that triangle are above 90. Second one, if one of the angles is 90 degrees, then it's called a right angle triangle. And you can see there the diagram. On the bottom left hand corner is 90 degrees. And so that's called a right angle triangle. The last one that fits into this category, if one of the angles is greater than 90 degrees, then it's called an obtuse angle triangle. And here we have an obtuse angle triangle, and just one of the angles is greater than 90. You can't have more than one of them greater than 90 because all the angles have to add up to 180. But if one of them is bigger than 90, then it's called an obtuse angle triangle. The second way that we name triangles is according to the length of their sides or the similarity of their angles. So let's have a look. If all the sides or angles are equal, then it's called an equilateral triangle. So if I have a triangle and all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal, then it's called an equilateral triangle. Now, you can't have all the sides equal without the angles all being equal, and you can't have all the angles equal without the sides being equal. Alright, so an equilateral triangle has both equal sides and equal angles. Secondly, if 2 of the sides or angles are equal, then it's called an isosceles triangle. So let's have a look. Here we have our triangle. 2 sides are equal and 2 angles are equal. Alright, that's the second way that we can name a triangle. If none of the sides or angles are equal, then it's called a scalene triangle. No angles are equal and no sides are equal. Right, and that is the way that we name triangles. What we're going to do now is go through a whole lot of examples to show exactly how we do this. And here we have our first triangle. Let's look. The angles, are there a 90 degree angle? No 90 degree angle. Are there any angles that are bigger than 90? I don't think so. Alright, are any of the sides equal? When we look at it, there's nothing that shows that they are. Therefore, acute angle, scalene triangle. All the angles are less than 90 and none of the sides are the same. Acute angle, scalene triangle. My next example. Okay, we look, our 3 sides are different, so it's a scalene triangle. I do have one angle at the top, however, that's bigger than 90. And so this is called an obtuse angle scalene triangle. Next one. Here I have a triangle. I have 2 sides that are equal. Alright, so straight away we should think, okay, two sides are equal, isosceles triangle. Now if I look at the angles, yes, two of them are the same, but one of them is bigger than 90. The one at the top is bigger than 90, and so the name for this triangle is obtuse angle isosceles triangle. Next example. Again, my triangle has two sides that are similar. The one at the bottom looks like it's the same size, but it hasn't told me it's the same size, so I can't assume that it is. Alright, so a triangle with two sides that are equal is an isosceles triangle. But if we look at the angles, none of them are bigger than 90 degrees. So unlike the first one, this is going to be an acute angle isosceles triangle. The top one was an obtuse angle because the top angle was greater than 90. My next triangle. Alright, so I look at it, it's got a 90 degrees. That's the first thing that should jump out. 90 degrees. Second thing, are any of the sides equal in length? No, they're not. And so this is a right angle scalene triangle. Right angle scalene triangle. It's a right angle triangle, none of the sides are the same length. My next example, again, straight away there's two things you must pick up. Firstly, that it's a right angle triangle. There's a little sign that shows it's a right angle in the bottom left hand side of that corner. And then it's got two sides that are the same. So we know that's an isosceles triangle. So it's a right angle isosceles triangle. Next example. Here we have a triangle with three sides that are equal. That is straight away an equilateral triangle. We don't need to say anything about the size of the angles. We don't need to say it's an acute angled equilateral triangle, because if it's an equilateral triangle, all the angles by definition will be under 90 because they're 60. Alright, so it's just an equilateral triangle. You don't have to say an acute angled equilateral triangle. So thank you for watching this Key Learning Initiative video on triangles and their basic terminology. Please like and share so that more and more people can watch these videos. If you're not a member or you're not subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button, and also your comments. Please leave your comments and I will reply to them as soon as I can. I hope this has been helpful.